Good morning, it's Leanne Peters here. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook and Temple of Balance on YouTube. And I'm here to pull some cards and share some guidance for Monday and Tuesday. That's for the rest of October 2023. So I trust this video finds you well and that you are flowing well, reasonably well in your life at this time. So I'm coming to you live from Tasmania, Australia, where it is Monday the 30th of October here, and the time is 10:48 a.m. So I want to send out a big extra special welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons from Patreon, my Pillar of Light members, and all of those of you who support my work through my website. Thank you so much for your support. Your support helps me be able to keep bringing these videos to you. And if you want to keep connecting with these videos, please consider supporting my work, becoming a member, or grabbing yourself a deck of cards or something to help support me being able to be here. So thank you very much. So if you're new to watching, what I'm going to do is use my oracle cards here that I created. And I'll be using these cards to find the best card for Monday the 30th, the best card for Tuesday the 31st, and then the best card for the theme for Monday and Tuesday. I'm not pulling cards for individuals. This is general guidance for everyone, and I trust that you've been led here for a reason. So what that reason is going to be personal for you. So how you'll determine that reason is by listening and feeling on the guidance that comes forward, see what really speaks to you personally, and maybe sit with it for a couple of days and see how it plays out in your life. Try any tips that come up if you're curious about them, see if they work for you. They may. It would be great if they did. They might not. It's up to you to determine that. Think of this as a guide only, and let's just get straight into it. So welcome. Good morning, everybody. The best card for Monday, the 30th of October, 2023. For the majority of us right now, whether you're watching live or later to the replay, it doesn't matter. The best card for the 30th is this. Speed of Light Oracle card. And we have the Shadow card 36. Shape-shifting, it says. Shape-shifting, hidden, release, and raven. This brings a shadowy energy around for some of us for Monday, and it may not be the whole of Monday. It might be part of the day. It might even be overlapping from the weekend, perhaps. Or we may just feel heavy on Monday, and I know that I've been feeling that ever since I kind of woke up at 3 a.m. this morning, which was some hours ago now. So there is a general sense of heaviness around, a general sense of shadow, and a heaviness too in the body. But what's really good about this card is it shows that this energy it wants to shift. It wants to shape shift, if you like. It wants to move into the light, or move into the truth, or whatever it might be that feels the opposite of that heaviness. From the heaviness to move into something lighter. It wants to move. Now, when I created this artwork, it's one of the very few that had me actually really quite emotional. I was quite angry and really feeling heavy when I was first drawing this. And I remember the eyes here, inside the eyes felt like screaming faces, and it was just all very triggering, sort of dark kind of energy that came up. And then something shifted, and then this light started coming in, an ability to trust more that everything's going to be okay, to try and release our insecurities and our fear of how things are going to turn out, and bring the light in. And the light then started transforming the actual artwork and brought light into the picture, and brought light through even to this dark energy here around the nose and the mouth. So this really highlights the shift, and we can hold ourselves in the dark place. We can hold ourselves in the heaviness. We can keep ourselves there, and in fact, when we are in that space for some period of time, it usually coincides with the feeling of being stuck or being stagnant. So things sort of hold and pause and get a bit stuck. The energy always wants to move, so we have the ability to assist or support the moving of this darker, heavier energy moving it in towards a lighter energy that wants to come in. So if we know that emotions want to be in motion, if we know that energy wants to move and things always move in cycles, it's not actually natural for things to stay stuck or for things to stay the same. That is not the natural rhythm and movement of life that we know it. So if we work with the movement, the energy that wants to move, especially from a challenging, heavier space and into a lighter, more freeing, it's a bit like, I guess, like looking at the glass half empty perspective to looking at the glass half full perspective. And they feel like, well, they're the exact same thing, but the perspective can feel miles apart and miles away from each other, even though the glass half empty, the glass half full is the exact same thing. Like in reality, it's exactly the same. But how we perceive it can be miles apart and miles away from each other. So if we could look at it like a situation like that too, where we're feeling hopeless, we're feeling like this isn't going to work out. How am I going to do this? I shouldn't have committed to this, or whatever it was. And that heaviness that keeps that approach and attitude of the glass being half empty and keeps us heavy and stuck and stagnant. We have an opportunity, I feel, on Monday to potentially shift out of that and really look at this from a new perspective, to bring light again, in the lightness. And I'm not necessarily talking about light as in turning on a light, but a lightness that's the opposite of heavy. So a lightness that wants to come in and shift us out of the heaviness and out of the glass half empty mentality or approach or attitude, and really look at how we can turn things around. Now, it might start with something like gratitude, where we start shifting out by taking steps towards looking at the things that we're really grateful for that actually are here and are working for us, rather than the people that aren't there, or the things that are missing, or the things that aren't working that we can dwell on. So let's look at the people who are there and the things that are available and the good things that are around us at this time, and find gratitude for that. That can be a bit of a lifeline to help us transition out of that, or shapeshift out of that heavier space into a lighter space. So gratitude, also things like writing in our journal and writing down the things that we do feel heavy by, because it's probably not just a one-off thing. There might be some underlying fear or issues or insecurities that we feel and we've been feeling for some time that might be rising to the surface. So it might be really helpful for us to look into those things and get clarity, but also get perspective of them, and also determine whether they are true or not, because some of those things that we fear aren't actually true in the reality of things. So we can have an underlying issue that triggers an insecurity, for example, or a fear that kind of runs on its rampage and then keeps us heavy and small. So there's opportunity, and it might not be a comfortable day at times, because the shape-shifting card, this brings that shadowy energy that is confronting. And in some ways we need to confront that heaviness so that we can then turn it into light and bring the light in. So if we keep ignoring the heaviness and the shadow and the things that aren't working, or whatever we're challenged by right now, it's just going to get louder and we become more stuck in it, like being stuck in the mud. So if we want to get things moving and we want to move out of this, we're going to need to confront the shadow and confront the heaviness and how that's playing out in our life at this time. And that confronting it will help it start to move. Ignoring it will keep us stuck in it. So it's up to us really to be proactive in shifting things for ourselves on Monday and shifting out. We might wake up in a certain state of heaviness, and hopefully by the time we go to bed at night, we're feeling quite the opposite of that. That would be sort of that shape-shifting energy playing out throughout the day on Monday especially. So see how that goes for you. The best card for Tuesday, the 31st of October, the last day of the month, is, the best card for the majority of us is this. We've got another Speed of Light Oracle card. and it's scattered. Interesting. So scattered is card 13, and it says overwhelm, confusion, concentrate and plan. This suggests that the potential shift that the majority of us could make on Monday, shifting from heavy to light, by being proactive and supporting that shift through, it may not happen for a lot of us, because by the time we get to Tuesday, we may still feel quite heavy and perhaps even be on the verge, or if not, feeling overwhelmed. Overwhelm for me is every time it kicks in, or I'm on the verge of it, I need to take a break. It's my sure sign that I need to take a break. I've taken on too much and I just need a break from things, a short break, just to reconnect and align myself with what's most important. So if you've been feeling overwhelmed, maybe consider, is it possible for you to take a break? Would that work for you? Now, a really great thing about this card is this brings unruly energy. It's like raw energy that's coming in, and it's change ultimately. It's change that wants to come into our life. And the change challenge, this new energy, this new force, this creativity, it hasn't taken any form yet, but it challenges the everyday of our life. It challenges the things that we do and the things that we are and the people that we relate to or connect with, the people that we're in a relationship with, friendships, that sort of thing, family. There's challenges that come up when the new energy is coming in like this. It's unruly, it's wild, it's primal. And we might feel a bit unsettled, especially on Tuesday, unsettled and scattered. And this is probably part of, if we haven't shifted out of that heavy energy from Monday, this might be part of continual shifting of that too. Shifting of the heaviness and shifting of releasing of the old heavy energy, the way we thought things to be or we thought ourselves to be. And we're shifting into something new now, and it's going to call us to be someone new in some ways. We have to call parts of our personality forward that maybe we haven't seen for some time or ever. So it challenges us. So there is this challenging energy still present for Tuesday. The best way to get through this energy is to create a really simple, doable plan and not overcommit or overbook ourselves with things. Let's not fill up our days too much on Tuesday, but I can also even add this to Monday. In fact, before I even started this video, when I woke up in some days, I was already looking at changing my plans, especially for Tuesday. So we might find that things need to be simplified, and this might be a way to help us be able to manage and work through whatever it is that we have to do Monday and especially Tuesday. So let's get through our day, do what we can, create a doable plan that isn't too busy, too jam-packed with things. So my jam-packed Tuesday, I'm already taking steps to basically drop that by a lot so that I can catch up on other things. So very interesting. Okay, I'm going to get ready to pull the theme card. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you have enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment. Please share if you're inspired to. And if you'd prefer to connect more privately, please don't hesitate to send us a message through our website. If you're watching on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button. And if you're watching on Facebook, please hit the follow button if you haven't already. Not that that really matters, but if you want to, please do. If you're new to watching and you enjoyed the video, please come back and connect again in the future. So what have we got going on? I'm preparing for my big grand studio opening. So if you're in Tasmania, well, I've got some events and things coming up. So have a look on my website if you're interested. Our next online art class is coming up on Friday the 17th of November. And it's the first of our 5-part self-discovery series. And we're going to be looking into initiation. So I highly recommend that you join or consider joining us for an art class. In regards to the card reading club, I am uncertain if that is going to continue. If you really want to join for the card reading club, then please reach out in the next couple of days, because I'll be deciding whether that's going to be cancelled pretty much permanently or if it's going to continue. So if it's something that you really want to be a part of, then please let me know as soon as possible that you would like to come to the card reading club. I can't do it if I've only got one booking or none, so I'm not going to continue if there's not interest there, which is just a sensible thing to do. So let me know if you want the card reading club, you want to join me on Friday the 17th of November for our next one potentially. Then I'll need you to email and let me know that you would like to attend. If you'd like to learn more about the work I do at Temple of Balance, grab yourself a deck of cards or check out my work, please visit templeofbalance.com.au. Okay, the best card for the theme for the rest of October, Monday, Tuesday. So there is a heaviness around. I'd be interested to see what the theme card wants to add to this energy that seems to already be quite themed. So the best card for the theme for the 30th and 31st of October is this. We've got another Speed of Light Oracle card. And it's this. Uh-oh. Okay, speaking of intensity, we're just adding the Cobra Bite to that. It's a featured card, and it has further instructions here, which say to take the top card from the deck. And it's be our first, and maybe not only, probably, definitely not only, because this is also a featured card, and it says to also pull the top card from the deck. So we've got another Animal Kingdom here, which is another serpent, the rainbow serpent. Okay, this is I think we're definitely in for a very intense couple of days. So we've got double serpents here. So the serpent energy or the snake energy is very healing and very confronting. So it's quite sharp, it can be, quite shedding as well with the serpent or the snake. So this is our general theme. Lots of letting go might be helpful over the next couple of days. Shedding our old skin, letting go of the things that aren't working for us, letting go of the heaviness. And we might need to really find pockets of time, if we can, to really focus on our releasing and letting go. And is this thing that we're holding on to really that important, or is it weighing us down? And there could be a simple assessment that we do. Is this heavy for us? Is it weighing us down? Is it burdening us? Or is there a lightness, a freedom when we feel this? Because there does feel, like I've already talked about, a heavy, light energy. So it might be worth looking at the heavy energy that we just really spend a lot of time these next couple of days letting go. So these guys have come up together for a reason. We're going to look at them separately first, and then we'll look at their relationship together. Cobra Bite, card 9. This is an intense card. It packs a punch. And it says sting, shock, truth, and illusion. So there's a surprise element that comes with this card in general, and it can be a shock of some sort or some sort of surprise, something that takes us by surprise. I've seen this in the not so good category, and I've seen this in the really good category. So I've seen this like winning something, and I've seen this as something quite challenging that occurs. So I don't know where it's going to lie, and hopefully it won't be too dramatic or tragic for us. But there is a sharp energy that comes in. I mean, this is the Cobra Bite. It's the bite of the cobra. And ultimately, this is about helping wake us up from illusion and moving us towards truth. And the illusion, we could also add that to the heavy energy that's around, the things that we believe to be true that maybe aren't. So there's a heavy illusion energy we can add into that, and that wants to take us to the lighter energy, which is aligned with truth. So the truth and the honesty, the authenticity, the integrity, that's also light, that takes us out of the kind of the falseness of illusion. So don't be paranoid about this card coming up. This is potentially quite a shifting card, and this could be part of what helps us shift and part of what helps us shape shift out of that heavy energy into the light. So we might be surprised at first if we do have a surprise thing happen. We might be surprised and have a little freak out or in enjoyment or difficulty. But then once the energy settles a little bit and the surprise sort of settles, then we can look at, okay, how can I turn this challenge into an opportunity? There's that sort of energy here too. So this is adding to the 2 intense cards we've had. This is suggesting that it's going to potentially be quite an intense couple of days. Now it comes up with solar cycle, which is talking about a 24-hour period. So we're looking at around a 24-hour period. We're doing around 48 hours in the reading. So there's probably approximately a 24-hour period, or getting through our day is going to be important. What can we do just to get through our day today, not look too far ahead if things are just too overwhelming? And it comes up with the rainbow serpent, and this is to take it to the next level. So this is a springboarding card, and it's like this serpent sort of down like a spring, and it springs up. So there's an energy that wants to springboard us forward to the next level in our life. So it could be towards the light, or a lighter energy towards truth, but it could also be in aspects of our life that have been a bit dark and gloomy or overwhelming for some time, that we need to make changes with, and we might have been avoiding those. There is a lightness to this card which is refreshing, and it does bring connection to the heart. So ultimately, whatever occurs for us over the next couple of days, there is ultimately this sense of springboarding and taking us to the next level, especially the next level in our life itself. So there's potentially a surprise of some sort happening, could be a shock of some sort occurring over the next couple of days. We've been encouraged to take one day at a time. It could even be a 24-hour period of intenseness. And then there's this potential to bring the light. It almost feels like this is the light version of the cobra here. This is taking things to the next level. And really it goes back to what I was saying before about turning the challenge into an opportunity. Yes, that might not be the way we hoped it would be, or what we'd hope would happen. But okay, this has happened. Let's come to terms with it, and let's look at how we can work with this. How can we work with this setback? How can we work with this surprise or this situation? So it's going to be very interesting to see how it plays out. And just going from my very early start into Monday, I can see how this is probably going to play out. So I think we need to keep in mind, let's be gentle with ourselves. Let's confront the darkness and the heaviness and the illusion that's playing out in our life. Let's not overbook ourselves. Let's not overcommit. In fact, we might be looking at stripping some things away and back from the next couple of days, so that we're not too overwhelmed with all the stuff we've got to do. And we might find it helpful to use our healing tools, like our journal, our healing energy cards, meditation if you can settle your mind down, maybe going for a walk or doing a bit of exercise or spring cleaning. That also might be helpful to get that energy moving. So see how you go and see how it plays out for you. Thank you so much for connecting. Have a great couple of days, and let's smooth sail as best as we can as we move towards November. I'll be back on Wednesday with November the 1st guidance. Have a great couple of days. I'll see you soon.